If you have ever gotten unsolicited advice before, then you know what it feels like to be on that other side of somebody offering up their opinion when you haven't asked a question. So, my name is Ashley Shaw, and I'm the founder of Business Bootcamp and the Fitness Leader Institute. And today I want to ask one of the most asked questions that I get about how do I attract people without inviting? Now, here's the thing, if you have gotten advice, maybe you're a mom, maybe you're a mom to be like me. Um, People are just full of advice, right? Everyone from your own mom to your neighbors down the street to all these different people in our lives that want to give their opinion. And the thing is, unless you're looking for that opinion, you're not going to be receptive to that feedback, right? Hold on a sec. We got a package. Hey, Bill, will you get the door? Sorry, guys. So here's the thing. When it comes to attracting people, it's very much this same exchange of information where you deeply need to understand what your ideal customers actually want advice on before you go into trying to give them that advice. So, unless I'm going to my neighbor and saying, hey, how do you soothe a crying baby? That is your opportunity to offer that advice, right? I think we could all agree. Can I get any comments here? Have you guys ever received that unsolicited advice before? Okay, so now that we're kind of following along here, here is what you actually need to do to build that environment and that relationship with your ideal customers in order to actually be able to provide that advice where it's actually wanted without jumping in and inviting. So when it comes to relationships, they start off, if you think of any relationship that you've had, you have to start off with common rapport between two parties, right? You usually have something in common, and you start by building rapport. If you think about any awkward like online dating scenarios, it's usually when those people jump in way too quickly without having that relationship with you that you're like, whoa, total turn off. Don't come to me and with those sort of questions, right? So every relationship does have to start with this phase of curiosity. So that's why when you jump into inviting without having built that stage of curiosity, people are instantly turned off. They don't know you. They don't like you necessarily. You haven't done anything wrong, but you haven't also built that trust. So that's where you have to start with curiosity. And that comes through your social media posts. What makes you interesting? Like if you were to look at my life right now and sort of think of your hand as like your 5 things. Well, one, I've been in health and fitness for 16 years. So that's one thing that I can talk about, but that's not what's going to lead people to curiosity. That's not the only thing, right? Because if somebody's not interested in health and fitness yet, then that will not attract them to me. The second thing is I'm 28 weeks pregnant. So I'm a new mom and I'm doing all the things, researching the strollers, trying to like weed through all this information. So that's another thing that I'm going to talk about. The third thing is I'm a writer by trade. I'm a copywriter, and I really am. I love marketing, but I hate when people make it complicated. So it's sort of this combination of writing is one of them and how to write to get people to move to action. And then the second thing there is about marketing and how to cut the BS so that you are just doing things that actually work. I hate when people make things complicated. I hate taking courses that are over the top with steps and videos and resources. Like, just tell me what I need to do and make it easy. And the fifth thing that I may talk about is I have a Boston Bulldog, my husband Bill, who's also interested in online marketing, and we love to travel. So those are 5 things that I can talk about that are going to build and pique curiosity. My social media has to beat that drum of those 5 things consistently to be getting people to pay attention. Okay, so you have to have those 5 things about you nailed before you can go in and start inviting and attracting people. Otherwise, you're going to turn more people off than you're going to turn on. So once you've established those things, then what you want to do is start looking at how can you invite, but not to a challenge pack or necessarily like asking people to buy something. You want to invite to a free community. So that could be a Facebook group that you have that is your free community that helps establish you as an expert. That could be a freebie that you offer that you have put your expertise into. But it really comes down to establishing you as an expert in a free setting. That is the next step in a relationship. After you come across someone, you're interested in them, you want to get a bit more intimate, right? Where you can text back and forth, you get their digits. This is like getting their email or getting them into a private group. That is the next step. So it's not like you're not inviting, but you're doing it in a bit of a different way. You're offering something for free. So that is the next step in that relationship funnel. And then from there, once you are able to show them, and it's not about tell them, like don't tell them what you're good at and this and that, like actually show them. When you show up in that group or the freebie that you're putting together, like you got to know your stuff and you got to prove to them that you're an expert and you are the missing link between where they are currently now and where they want to go. So what that looks like is in your Facebook groups and in your freebies and what you're offering to them, you are explaining why there's a gap between where they are and where they want to go. So you may focus on mindset stuff, right? Because a lot of achieving fitness goals is about our mindset. We feel like we have to be all or nothing. So you're focusing on mindset related topics. You're focusing on tips and tricks. You're focusing on, maybe time-saving hacks. Whatever your ideal customers desperately need, you are breaking down their limiting beliefs and moving them closer to wanting to join you and seeing you as an expert. So it starts with curiosity, but then it moves to expertise, and they really start to see you as someone that could help them get to that other side and that you have what they're missing and what they're looking for. So once you've been doing that, everyone's timeline is different with how quickly they jump into wanting to do something with you. We all know, we've all followed influencers for 6 months or 3 months, or maybe you come across someone and immediately you buy. It just depends on how effective we are at understanding our ideal customers' limiting beliefs and how quickly we can move them forward. So once you've been able to establish that in your groups or through an email list, that is a very, very effective way to get people understanding what limiting beliefs they have and to help break them down is through an email list. Then you can start opening it up to, hey, you've just served up a bunch of value. It's like an emotional bank account. You've put a ton in. Now you can start to ask them to join your next challenge group. This is when it's coming up because you've already established that base of trust, likability. They know who you are. They know what you can offer, and you've already filled up that bank account. This is the most common thing I hear from coaches. They don't know when. It's not that you shouldn't invite. That's not what this is at all. It's just knowing when to invite and how to invite after you filled the emotional bank account. If you pressure people on that front end and just start spraying and praying and spamming people, one, I know coaches don't feel good about doing that. That is sometimes why they get out of coaching itself, is they just feel it's inauthentic to them. But also, like, you're going to turn people off, right? Which they won't open your messages. Like, you won't have any. It's like I had a coach say this, that they felt like every message they were sending, it's like people thought they were just a sale to them, and you don't want that, right? Like, ultimately, yeah, maybe it'll get you some results in the beginning, but it doesn't feel very good. And it's not how you build an authentic business that gets you to the financial goals of your dreams. It's not. What needs to happen is, it's kind of like karma. What you put out there in terms of your value, in terms of your expertise, in terms of what you actually give back to your audience is what will attract them. So think of it that way. If you wanted to become an attraction magnet to your ideal customers, what would you need to be putting out there? And what could you put out there that you're really good at, that you love doing? Like, don't do things that you don't love, because it shows up in your work. People can see from a mile away if you are hating, let's say you hate making meal plans and that's what you're stuck doing. don't do that. If you love, let's say, helping people on solidifying their habits and helping them to stop quitting on their goals, focus on that. Focus on what you're really good at. And that ties into, of course, how you differentiate yourself in a sea of sameness. So thank you guys so much for watching this quick video today on how to attract without inviting. If you have a question that you would like answered in Business Bootcamp through this this forum of Facebook Live, please comment below and let me know, and I'll definitely make sure to add it to the list of upcoming questions that we're going to answer. All right, guys, I hope you're having a fabulous day. We'll talk to you soon.